of passenger train travel in Newfoundland. Welcome back. Have you heard that there's a lot of concern in the maritime provinces about their train service? Well, they're worried about a proposal by Canadian Pacific to buy all the eastern rail lines that belong to Canadian National. And they feel that if that deal goes through, their train service is going to suffer. Well now, remember when we had a train service to worry about? It was kind of nice, wasn't it? At least it was better than worrying about what's happening to the rail bed where our trains used to run. One of the last passenger services to go in Newfoundland was the run between St. John's and Carbonear. Now, they said it was losing too much money. Hey, I still had my ticket for that trip. It was on 20th of September, 1984. And it's even autographed by Gordon Smith, the conductor. Here's our story.
Harry and Viola Butt didn't want to miss this run. He retired from the railway 18 years ago, and since then, his summer cabin at Cape St. Francis has become something of a landmark. There are 100 other passengers taking this trip. A bunch of old railroaders like Harry are traveling on their free passes. The others have paid $14 for the return trip. Now, even providing just basic transportation, it's hard to see how they could make money. That's 80 miles to Carbonear for just $7.
If you look at the history of the railroad, losing money was a fact of life. Fact, 100 years ago in 1885, income on the Harbor Grace run was $50,000. Expenses were $100,000. Well, you have to be a real fan to make this trip. It takes 4 hours to get from St. John's to Carbonear. There's no baggage service. There's no refreshment served. Box lunches are still in order.
On the first half of the trip, to Brigus Junction, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. After you turn off on the branch line, it's only 20 miles an hour. Today's passenger load is not typical of most trips in recent years. In 1982, for example, just over 2,000 paying customers made the trip to Carbonear. But most of that travel was done during the summer months by tourists and excursions. Only 10 passengers traveled during the whole month of January in 82.
I've heard it said that you could walk faster than this train goes. Is that true?
Well, not when it's going lickety-split.
You've been taking rides like this for a long time, have you?
Yes, Ken. I suppose, let's see. Yeah, I remember my first trip. 71 years ago. I was 2 years old.
Yeah? Where to?
Field called Beach.
I don't like it one little bit, and I'm going to keep asking them to put it back on or something similar.
Do you think anything can be done about it now? Is it too late?
No, it's never too late to do good.
I'll tell you, you passed by the Trans-Canada Highway in 1965, see a big sign marked up. To finish the ride in 65, thanks to Mr. Pearson. They've done it. But they don't think, who are we going to thank for all the hundreds of jobs they've lost on this railroad? All the dining cars, stewards, cooks, porters.
And the highway did it.
The highway killed the railway. Killed the passenger service.
The automobile has taken over. So the highway in some places is as rough as the railway track. You can still drive to Carbonear in 1/3 the time the train takes. And finally, 1.5 hours late, we arrive in Carbonear.
Well, that's it. Somebody will write a song sometime about the last passenger run to Carbonear. Just wait. At least the freight train on the Carbonear and the Argenta lines are scheduled to continue. Probably until the losses get big enough to impress the commissioners up in Ottawa again. Well, that train and all the trains are gone now. Ferd Hayward has gone to that great race course in the sky, and he probably sees Nellie Carter every day, flying her beloved Union Jack over the pearly gates. On the other hand, Mr. and Mrs. Butt are still visiting their cabin, their caboose, out in Cape St. Francis. And I don't know if anyone ever did write a song about that train. I'm Ken Meeker. Join me again next Tuesday for Remember When.